The city lights always looked different at night, beautiful, yet cold. Ethan stood outside the restaurant, a single red rose in his hand, his reflection trembling in the glass door. He checked his watch again. 7:45 p.m. She was late, as usual. But tonight wasn't like other nights. Tonight he was finally going to tell Sarah how serious he was about their future. Ethan had spent the last of his savings on a small velvet box tucked inside his coat pocket. A promise ring, not expensive, but meaningful. It symbolized everything he could offer: honesty, loyalty, love. The door opened, and there she was. Sarah Collins, 24, radiant as always. Blonde curls falling over her shoulders, wearing a silky champagne dress that shimmered under the lights. For Ethan, she looked like a dream walking.
Sorry, I'm late.
You look beautiful.
She smiled faintly, distracted.
Thanks.
They sat down. Ethan noticed she wasn't wearing the simple heart-shaped pendant he'd given her a few months ago. Instead, a thin gold chain with a small diamond rested against her neck, not something he could afford.
So, how's work?
Same. Still interning at Ridgetech. But I'm learning a lot. If I work hard, maybe they'll hire me full-time.
Sarah didn't respond. Her eyes flickered toward the window, watching the sleek black cars passing by. Ethan reached for her hand.
Sarah, I've been thinking. Once I get the job, I'll rent a better place. And maybe we can...
Ethan, can we not talk about that right now?
His heart sank.
Did I say something wrong?
No, it's just, I don't know if this is working anymore.
The words hit him harder than a punch.
What do you mean?
She hesitated.
You're sweet, Ethan, but I need stability. I'm tired of waiting for someday. You've been trying for years and I respect that, but...
Her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen and quickly smiled, a smile that wasn't for him.
I have to go. My boss invited me to dinner. It's important.
Your boss, Mr. Daniel?
She didn't answer directly.
He sees potential in me, Ethan. He says I can be more than just an assistant. I want that kind of life. I deserve it.
Ethan rose too, his voice trembling.
Sarah, are you saying you're leaving me?
Her silence said everything.
I'm sorry, Ethan. I can't do this anymore.
She walked away, her perfume lingering in the air long after she was gone. Ethan just stood there, surrounded by laughter, music, and a city that didn't care. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the velvet box. Slowly, he opened it. The silver ring inside gleamed under the dim light. Mocking him, Stein Sturten Batter.
Guess love isn't enough, huh?
2 years later. Rain poured against the glass windows of E Industries, the city's newest tech giant. Inside the top-floor office, a man stood facing the skyline, sharp suit, calm eyes, and the kind of aura that made people hesitate before speaking.
Sir, the new acquisition papers are ready. Ridgetech has officially merged under E Industries.
Good. Schedule a meeting with their executives tomorrow.
The assistant hesitated.
That includes Mr. Daniel's team and his personal secretary, Sarah Collins.
Ethan turned slowly, his jaw tightening slightly. Under the soft light, the once innocent boy looked nothing like the man he'd become. His nameplate on the desk gleamed. Ethan Blake, founder and CEO, E Industries. He smirked.
Tell them I'm looking forward to seeing them.
As the office door closed, Ethan looked out again at the rain. 2 years ago, he'd lost everything. Love, pride, hope. Now, he had built an empire from the ashes of his heartbreak, and tomorrow, she would walk into his world again, not as his lover, but as his employee. 2 years later, the glass walls of Aurora Enterprises reflected the skyline of downtown New York. The company had risen from nowhere, a tech empire that disrupted markets, broke records, and made its mysterious young CEO a media obsession. That CEO was Ethan Cole. Gone was the naive intern who once waited outside Mr. Daniel's office, holding coffee and dreams. Now, his name flashed across Forbes, and the world called him the young wolf of Wall Street tech.
Sir, invitation from Horizon Group. They're hosting a charity gala. Mr. Daniel will be there, and his wife, Sarah.
Ethan froze. That name, Sarah. 2 years hadn't erased it. It still cut through him like glass.
Send a confirmation?
Are you sure, sir?
It's time to see old friends.
The gala night. The ballroom shimmered with gold chandeliers and soft jazz. Wealth, power, and ambition filled the air, the same world that once rejected him. Ethan entered in a tailored black suit, his presence commanding attention. Conversations paused, cameras turned. He wasn't the boy who begged for love anymore. He was the man who owned the room. Then he saw her. Across the hall, Sarah stood beside Daniel, dressed in a silk gown, laughter painted over eyes that once carried guilt. When their eyes met, time stopped. Her breath caught. Her smile faltered. He didn't look away.
Ethan Cole, the man of the hour. So glad you could make it.
Pleasure's mine, Daniel. You've done well. And you, Mrs. Daniel. I hope life's been kind.
Ethan, it's a beautiful night, isn't it? Perfect for remembering old times.
The words hit her like a dagger wrapped in silk. Later that night, Sarah found Ethan alone in the garden behind the hall, city lights glowing beyond the glass walls.
You've changed.
Change is what pain demands.
Ethan, I didn't mean to.
Didn't mean to what? Choose a richer man? Break a promise? Or destroy the boy who would have died for you?
You don't understand.
No. You don't understand what it's like to rebuild from ashes you left behind.
I never stopped loving you.
Maybe, but you stopped respecting me, and love without respect dies.
He walked away, leaving her trembling, breathless, and for the first time, she realized what she had lost forever.
Let's see how it feels when the empire you stole from someone else starts to burn. We're acquiring their biggest supplier, Global Tech Logistics.
But sir, Horizon relies on them for all international shipments. That move would cripple their operations.
Exactly. Let's see how Daniel handles a storm he can't predict.
Meanwhile, in the Daniel mansion, the place Sarah once thought was her dream life, things were not as perfect as they looked. Daniel had become distant, cold, obsessed with his company's upcoming merger. That night, while sitting by the fireplace, Sarah scrolled through the news. Every article screamed the same headline. Her heart dropped.
Ethan.
Can you believe this? That arrogant kid is trying to sabotage me.
You mean Ethan Cole? He used to work for you, didn't he?
Yes, and now he thinks he can outsmart me. He'll regret crossing my path.
But Sarah knew Ethan better. He wasn't crossing Daniel's path, he was destroying it. A week later, Ethan received a message from an unknown number.
Thank you for coming.
I was curious. I didn't think Mrs. Daniel still spoke to ghosts.
You're angry. I deserve that.
Angry? No. Anger's for the powerless. I'm just returning what I learned from you, to never trust love without leverage.
I didn't marry Daniel for money. I was scared. My parents pushed me into it. You had nothing then. They said I'd ruin my future.
So you traded love for safety.
But I still think about you, about us.
Then think about what's coming next.
What do you mean?
Tell your husband to check his company's shares tomorrow morning.
By dawn, Horizon Group's stock had crashed 18%. Their investors panicked, suppliers withdrew, and Daniel's empire began to crumble. Ethan watched the chaos unfold from his office, expression unreadable. He didn't smile. He didn't celebrate. Revenge wasn't sweet. It was silent, cold, like justice wearing a beautiful mask. Revenge wasn't sweet, it was silent, cold, like justice wearing a beautiful mask. The sound of shattering glass echoed through the mansion. Sarah froze at the top of the stairs, her heart pounding. Daniel had just thrown another whiskey glass against the wall, his temper no longer hidden behind charm or control.
What the hell is happening to my company? Ethan Cole, that arrogant little boy thinks he can ruin me.
And Daniel, please, calm down.
Calm down. My empire is burning, Sarah. Investors are pulling out, my board is questioning my leadership, and that kid, he's behind all of it.
Then fight back, Daniel, you always do.
But her voice trembled. She knew this fight was different. Ethan wasn't just any rival. He was the man she once loved, the man Daniel had crushed.
Couldn't sleep.
Daniel, what is this?
That's my business, sweetheart. Something you wouldn't understand.
You used me, you lied to me.
Don't act innocent, Sarah. You wanted the life I gave you. The dresses, the mansion, the name. Now live with it.
You destroyed Ethan for this, you destroyed us.
Ethan was weak. He had nothing. And if he keeps pushing me, he'll lose the nothing he has left.
Daniel's hiding something. He's involved in something illegal. Ethan, he's not just corrupt, he's dangerous. You know?
I've been tracking his shell companies for months. I needed proof before I exposed him.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because you chose him. And I needed to know if you were still on his side.
I'm not. Not anymore. You were right about everything.
Meet me tomorrow, noon. The old cafe near Harbor Street. Show me what you found. This is worse than I thought.
What are you going to do?
Destroy him. Not with rumors, with truth.
But if you expose him, you'll destroy everything he owns. And me too.
Then you'll have to choose, Sarah, the life you built with him, or the truth you owe yourself.
I already made my choice when I called you.
So, Ethan wants war, and my wife wants redemption. Let's give them both.
Rain lashed against the glass windows of Ethan's penthouse. The city outside glimmered beneath storm clouds, but inside, silence ruled. The kind of silence that felt like the moment before lightning strikes. Ethan stood before a wall of digital monitors, each displaying data, stock movements, and security feeds. His revenge plan was moving faster than expected. Daniel's companies were collapsing under exposure, investors were bailing, and whispers of corporate fraud had started spreading across the business world. Yet, something didn't feel right. A message had appeared in his inbox that morning, anonymous, short, and taunting. He knew who it was, and for the first time since this began, Ethan felt uneasy. The next morning, his phone exploded with notifications. Breaking news. Coal industries under investigation for market manipulation. Our car, sobop.the. He grabbed his laptop and scrolled through financial reports, fake transactions, false documents, leaked files that made it look like he had orchestrated insider trading. Someone had framed him, and perfectly.
Damn it, Daniel.
The realization hit him like a truck. Daniel hadn't just been defending himself, he'd been setting Ethan up all along. A knock came at his door. Ethan opened it to find Sarah, drenched from the rain, eyes red from crying.
Ethan, Daniel knows. He knows everything about us, the meeting, the folder. He's turning it all against you.
I know. He's good at this. He's been planning longer than I realized.
You have to fight back. Please, don't let him win.
He already won once, Sarah. I lost my career, my name, and you. I'm not losing again.
Then let me help you.
He looked down at her, that same face he'd once loved, the one that haunted his sleepless nights, but this time, her eyes held regret, not lies.
Fine, but if you're helping me, you need to know, this could destroy him completely.
Her answer was quiet but certain. Then let it destroy me too.
That night, Ethan launched the second phase of his plan, Project Redemption. He uploaded Daniel's fake companies, offshore accounts, and money laundering trails to an encrypted drive. But he needed proof that Daniel was behind his own company's fraud setup. For that, he needed bait. He arranged a secret meeting, an investor dinner Daniel couldn't resist attending. Sarah would be there too, playing her part. The event was held at the Skyline Grand Hotel, the same place Ethan once fetched coffee as an intern. Now he walked in wearing a tailored black suit, calm and composed, like the king returning to reclaim his throne.
Well, if it isn't the prodigal son,
Enjoying your last drink as a CEO?
bold words for a man under federal investigation.
We both know that won't last. Because the evidence you planted against me? It's already been traced, right back to your assistant.
Daniel's smile faded for the first time.
You should have cleaned your tracks better, Daniel. You taught me everything I know. But you forgot that I was your best student.
Before Daniel could answer, Sarah appeared beside him, calm and poised.
Gentlemen, I think you'll both want to see this.
On her screen was a live recording, Daniel's assistant confessing everything. The bribes, the setup, the orders, all recorded and transmitted directly to the media in real time.
Sarah, what have you done?
I stopped pretending.
Within hours, the story went public. Daniel Whitmore, CEO of Horizon Group, was exposed as the orchestrator behind years of corruption and fraud. His empire collapsed overnight. Police cars surrounded his mansion. Shareholders abandoned him. Ethan watched it unfold from his penthouse balcony, the rain finally easing. Justice, the kind that burns slowly but deeply, had arrived.
Rater, VO. Sarah stood beside him, silent, her hair glistening under the city lights. Sarah, you got what you wanted, she whispered. He's finished.
Ethan, yeah, but I don't feel like I won.
Sarah, because revenge doesn't heal, it just replaces pain with emptiness.
Narrator, VO. He looked at her then. Really looked. Narrator, VO. And for a moment, he saw the girl he'd fallen for years ago, the one who'd betrayed him, but also the one trying to make things right. Narrator, VO. Before he could speak, her phone buzzed. An unknown message. Narrator, VO. Her face went pale as she read it. Narrator, VO. They ran outside and froze. Narrator, VO. Daniel's car was on fire. Narrator, VO. A chilling realization hit them both at once. He wasn't done. The parking lot was alive with fire and chaos. Flames roared from Daniel's black BMW, the heat so intense it rippled through the rain-soaked air. Ethan and Sarah stood frozen for a second, just long enough to see the car erupt into another explosion that sent shards of metal and glass raining down like sparks from hell. Ethan shouted, grabbing Sarah's arm and pulling her behind a concrete pillar. The shockwave hit them hard, the sound deafening, the heat biting through their soaked clothes.
When the roar finally faded, the night was filled with the distant wail of sirens. Ethan's chest heaved as he turned to Sarah. Are you hurt?
No, but Daniel?
That wasn't Daniel.
What?
That was staged. He's not dead. He's sending a message.
A ghost in the shadows hours. Later, the fire was out, and police lights painted the night in red and blue. Reporters crowded behind the barricades shouting questions. Is it true the CEO was in the car? Was this linked to corporate fraud? Sarah sat in the back of Ethan's car, wrapped in his jacket. Her eyes were distant, lost in fear and disbelief.
Do you really think he's alive?
Ethan nodded, eyes fixed on the city lights ahead. Daniel doesn't die in explosions. He plans them.
He pulled out his phone, typing something fast. A few seconds later, a message came through, from an encrypted contact. Undone, aber dakti, downer derising 2 begins. She'll pay before you do. Adzar derispertonden son under sti sate.
Ethan's knuckles went white. He's coming after you, Sarah.
What does that mean?
It means he blames you for betraying him, and he won't stop until you're gone.
The hideout. By dawn, they were miles away from the city, tucked inside a safe house Ethan owned under a false name. It was quiet there, too quiet. Sarah sat at the window, watching the sunrise over the hills, her hands still shaking.
You need to rest.
How do you sleep when the man you loved wants you dead?
He didn't answer. He didn't know.
Daniel underestimated one thing. You know him better than anyone. If we find out what he's planning, we can end this before it starts.
You still trust me after everything?
You made a choice when you called me. That's enough.
Daniel's return. Meanwhile, across the city, Daniel Whitmore stood in the shadows of a harbor warehouse, alive, burned, but alive, a bandage wrapped around his right hand, his once perfect face marred by scars and rage.
Sir, the media believes you're dead. What's next?
Good. Let them. While they mourn, I'll rebuild. Quietly. But before that... He stared at a photo of Ethan and Sarah taken from the hotel security feed. His voice turned to venom. They'll know what real betrayal feels like.
Ethan's doubt. Back at the safe house, Ethan worked through encrypted data on his laptop. He was tracing offshore accounts, trying to predict Daniel's next move.
You haven't eaten all day.
Neither have you.
Ethan, when this is over, what then?
What do you mean?
You've spent years chasing revenge. When you win, what's left?
He stared at her, and for the first time, he had no answer. The truth hung heavy between them. Revenge had driven him for so long that he couldn't see what came after. The betrayal. Within late that night, Ethan's security alert pinged. Someone was trying to access his safe house surveillance system. He moved fast, typing commands, tracing the breach, and then froze. The signal wasn't coming from Daniel's network. It was coming from inside the safe house. He turned slowly and saw Sarah's phone glowing on the table, connected to a hidden transmitter.
Sarah, why is your phone transmitting to Daniel's encrypted server?
What? No, I didn't.
Ethan grabbed the device, smashing it against the wall. He's been tracking us through you.
I swear, Ethan, I didn't know.
He stared at her, heart torn between rage and heartbreak. He's using you again, Sarah. Whether you mean to or not, you just led him to me.
And, right then, as thunder cracked outside, a faint red light blinked on the security panel. Motion detected. Perimeter breached.
Ethan's voice dropped to a whisper. He's here.
The storm outside was merciless. Rain hammering against the metal roof. Thunder cracking like a war drum. Inside the safe house, every shadow felt alive. Ethan moved silently, gun in hand, eyes sharp and breathing steady.
Sarah, stay behind me.
Ethan, please, don't do this.
But it was already too late. The lights flickered, then died. For a few seconds, there was nothing but the sound of rain. Then, a voice, low, mocking, and all too familiar. Ethan turned toward the doorway, and there he was, Daniel Whitmore, alive, scarred, smiling. He looked like a ghost risen from fire, dressed in black, his eyes burning with hatred.
Daniel, you should have stayed dead.
And let you have my empire? My girl, she was always too soft for the world. I just gave her something to believe in.
You used me.
I made you. Without me, you were nothing. A small-town girl chasing dreams you didn't earn.
You're done talking.
You still think you're the hero? Look around, Ethan. You're just like me now, a man defined by revenge.
The two men circled each other, predators in a storm. Daniel moved first. Fast, the gunfire shattered the silence. Ethan ducked behind a pillar, returning fire. Sparks flew as bullets ricocheted off metal. Sarah screamed, covering her ears.
Stay down.
The two traded shots until Daniel's weapon clicked empty. Then it became a fight of fists and fury. Years of hate exploded in every punch. Every swing carried the weight of betrayal, greed, and love lost. Daniel's fist connected with Ethan's jaw. Ethan countered with a brutal kick that sent Daniel crashing into the glass table.
You still think you can save her? She'll betray you too. They always do.
Not this time.
He grabbed Daniel by the collar, but Daniel slammed a hidden blade into Ethan's side. Ethan groaned, stumbling back.
Ethan! Sarah cried, rushing toward him. But Daniel grabbed her by the wrist, dragging her close.
Come with me, Sarah. We can start over. You don't need him.
Sarah froze, her eyes darting between the two men. For a moment it looked like she might hesitate, until she grabbed Daniel's own gun from his belt and fired. The shot echoed through the storm. Daniel's expression went blank, then his body collapsed to the floor. Rain poured in through the shattered window. Ethan was bleeding, leaning against the wall, trying to stay conscious.
Hold on. You're going to be okay.
It's over. I'm finally.
Don't say that. You're not dying on me, Ethan.
He looked at her, really looked at her. For the first time, her eyes weren't filled with guilt, but with strength.
You saved me, no. We saved each other.
Sirens grew louder in the distance. The police were coming. The storm began to fade. 6 months later, a black luxury car pulled up to the gates of Whitmore Industries. The sign had been replaced, Hawthorne Global. Inside, Sarah, now the company's CEO, stood by the window of her glass office. The skyline stretched endlessly before her. A knock came at the door. Ethan walked in, healed but still bearing a scar from that night.
Sarah, right on time. Ethan chuckled. You always loved being early.
They shared a quiet look, one built not on revenge, but rebirth.
Ethan. So what's next? Sarah, determined. Now, we build something real. Ethan. Together.
Narrator. The two stood side by side as the city lights glowed, the storm long gone, replaced by dawn. Narrator. And for the first time in years, Ethan realized, narrator, he hadn't just gotten his revenge. Narrator, he'd found his peace.